Okay, so now you know how to create dark posts, right? That's what we just did. Now I want to show you how to use the Power Editor. Now the Power Editor is amazing. It basically does everything that I've showed you so far, but you're able to do even more. Okay, you'll be able to schedule your ads when they go out. You can duplicate them. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can read the data from here. I still like to use Ads Manager to read the data, but that is in another video. So we'll go ahead and create a campaign here with the Power Editor. So you just go up here and you're going to click on the Power Editor. It's going to bring you to this. So if you have no campaign set or anything, it'll just look blank right now. Right. And over here you can look at the time, right? You can look at lifetime, today, yesterday. This is more for reading your results when you actually have campaigns and ads going out. All right, I'm just going to go over the tabs. So once again, we've got the campaigns, right? The objective, the ad sets, the ads, and then account overview just kind of looks at your daily. It'll show you like how much you spent, your impressions, your link clicks. So you can see all these little tips that Facebook gives you here. Okay. So that being said, let me show you how to use this. All right, so let's say you've got your PPE campaign going out and it did well. By the way, I didn't really talk about the metrics yet, but for a PPE campaign just in general, you're looking for about 100 engagements for $5 per day, right? So that's averages out to about 5 cents per engagement. That's whether it's likes. Obviously, the more likes is good. Shares and comments are really good. I actually prefer comments and shares to just likes, but they all matter. Okay, so if you're getting about 5 cents per engagement, that's pretty good, especially just for $5. That means you're gonna, one ad will get a couple hundred likes in 2 days, right? Which is not bad, not bad. You let it run for 5 days, you've got about 5, maybe 600 likes, and that becomes your social proof. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. So we're gonna go ahead from this. So it's a little bit different looking at it from this view, right? That's kind of complicated, but it's not really, right? So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to create a campaign, right? You call it the campaign name. So I always name it. We'll stick with the Bulldog toy here, Tori. I just keep doing that. Let's just call it Bulldog Tori. Okay, now instead of the PPE like we did before, we're going to do WC for website conversions. Right, so it's still going to be auction. Now this is the same thing. Remember how we had the different, like, did you want to do post engagement? Did you want to do video views? What was your objective? Same thing, just it's listed instead of shown on that big grid. All right, so if you want to do it that way, you can go to the guided creation. I like this way, you get more options in terms of scheduling and that kind of thing. Okay. Create new ad set. So ad set name, we're just gonna call, well, let's just do the same one, right? Like the American Bulldog fans, right? Plus the, let's say the toys. Okay, and you can do US 18 plus. And I'm gonna call it auto. Let's see if I, we're gonna call it auto, and I'll tell you in a minute why. All right, here is the ad name, and I don't get too technical on this, but I'll just call it Bulldog plush toy. Dang, I keep doing toy. All right, and then you just save it to the draft. So by saving to the draft, it now puts it into your Power Editor. Boom. So you see how this is right here. I'm gonna go close this. And you can notice there's 2 items with error, and it'll tell you, oh, 1 ad set and 1 ad. There's missing something, or it's just not right, so it won't send out no matter what. So here's the campaign name, your delivery, the results, the reach, all this good stuff. And this little arrow means it's in review. So this means it has not been finalized yet, and you have not confirmed it, okay? And we're gonna just go here to edit, and that brings out this. So it's a little bit of a different format. It looks a little bit different, but trust me, guys, when you use this, it's so much better. It's so much easier, and it saves you a lot of time. Okay, then trying to do it every time through the guided creation. All right, so ad set, boom. Okay, pixel. Okay, so my pixel is not created at the moment here. Actually, no, it should be created. It's just not connected to my store. For some reason, it's not connected to Facebook right now. Bulldog ones, pixel. Yay. Let's see if it'll just, I think it's probably because it's, yeah, it's probably because it's not installed to anything else right now. Yeah, so I didn't, let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let me do it. All right. So you can see these are red, but when you actually have somebody like go to your site and hits your site, it hits the product page, you'll get a view content or a search or an add to cart or add to wish list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, purchase. All right, so now you're on conversions. You can actually go for this. So remember the PPE, you didn't have this option here because you're just going for engagements. Now I'm just going to go purchase, right? So it's red. When you first start out, it's going to be red until somebody actually makes a purchase. It turns it green because the pixel has to fire. And what it means by fire means somebody has to cause that event to happen. Some people buy their own product just to have the pixel fire. I didn't. I just left it like this, and that's it, right? You got to make sure you verify your pixel also here. Okay. All right, cool. So that's what you go for. So now you can do, you can do a view content if you want to start doing that. That just means you're going to be spending money to try to get view contents or add to carts. But like I said, I like to just go straight to purchase, just personally. Okay. Now this is where you can set your budget. So let's say you want to do 20 bucks. You can start at 10 bucks if you'd like, whatever you're comfortable with. And this is kind of the cool part here is you can actually schedule it. Now, always, always, always schedule things to happen the next day. I mean, if it's already 7:37 p.m., you don't want to schedule it for today and let it run, because what happens is Facebook is going to take the remaining time of the day, right, until midnight to spend your money. So if you put 100 bucks, it's going to spend 100 bucks in the next, whatever, 4.5 hours, right? And you don't want that because, yeah, you might get some sales, but it spends it very quickly. Right? What you want to do is you want to set it up sometime in the morning, your local time, and allow Facebook to do what's called pacing. So they pace your spend. They know at certain times people aren't awake, especially if you're targeting the US, and they're not going to spend as much, right? It's not going to go out to as many people during certain times, like 1 to 4 a.m. Most people, aren't awake. Maybe if you're on the West Coast and they're on the East Coast, then they'll send it to the people on the East Coast, and that's okay. But I typically, you can say 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. That's when it'll start. It'll say, okay, this is when it's going to start, right? And then it'll pace it between 4 a.m. to, midnight the next day. It's going to pace this $10. So you're not going to spend all $10 in the first 10 minutes, right? That's just not how it works. Okay. And I would say you can do this, if you want to make changes to your ads, you can do it up until about 10, 11 a.m. But once it hits noon, I really would just let it run for the rest of the day, or you can pause them, turn them off, whatever is, it's not doing well. But try not to really change it too much, because every time you change anything, including the budget now, Facebook kind of resets the algorithm. And it could be good, it could be bad, but in general, it's usually not that good, especially if you have something that's good and it's running and it's doing well. You don't want to kind of screw it up. All right, so go down. All right, so here we go. We got the US, we got 18 plus, all right, boom, ads and Instagram stories. Now you can create ads that will run in stories. All right, that's great. So remember before we did this, and you can do this again. You can keep it at the feeds. You can put it in instant articles or right column. I know a lot of people do just this, You know, they do all three, and it'll show you what it looks like, right? You can do Instagram. You can do the audience network. You do all these. I used to do just Facebook feed, or I'd do Facebook feed and Instagram feed. Now, when starting ads, I just do auto. Okay, I just do auto. I've noticed Facebook really likes it when I do auto. For some reason, whenever I do auto, especially when I'm starting new ad sets, they get me sales. And a lot of it is they're shooting out a lot of traffic to Instagram, so I'm getting a lot of sales from Instagram now, and Instagram seems to be cheaper. Like, I get a lot more impressions and a lot more exposure on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And that's another reason why, if you're going to do whether it's a video or an image, you got to have really, really awesome images, really awesome videos, something that really pops, that stands out, that just like screams something in your face, because these people on Instagram are just scrolling. You know, same thing with Facebook. They're just scrolling, right? Scrolling. But Facebook people, they kind of read sometimes, right? They catch something like, oh, okay, cool, that seems cool. Oh, you know, they'll read a little bit. Instagram people do not read, okay? They just straight up look at the picture. If it's good, they'll click it. If not, they're moving on. All right, that's just kind of what I've discovered, and that's the big difference between the two. So optimize for ad delivery, conversions. You can choose different things here: link clicks, impressions, daily unique reach. We'll just stick to the conversions here. And conversion window, yeah, 7-day click or 1-day view seems to be working fine. You can change it to 1-day click, 7-day click. You can change it to any of these, but I just tend to keep it right here. All right, so that is the ad set level, right? So we got the campaign, now we're on the ad set. Now the next piece is the ad, and this is what's really, really cool. So you see how it's fix one error in ad, it's not doing anything. You got this account. Because I'm doing in auto, you do have to add an Instagram. Okay, let's see, it's just gonna use a selected Facebook page. But here you're gonna use your own Instagram account. Okay, so I'm just gonna use existing post. So what's cool here, remember we did this for the PPE, is you created your own right here. You can do that again. But what I like to do is use the existing post. You just kind of select it and you just boom. This is what we created in that dark post in that other video, right? And by the way, guys, make sure you have an image of something here for your Facebook business page, so it doesn't just shoot out a little blank flag or white flag here. Your Instagram ad will render Facebook mentions as regular text. Okay, great. At the Facebook pixel, all right, you're all set up. So this is the ad. You can preview the ad, so it's going to look like this on mobile newsfeed. It's going to look like this on a feature phone. This is what it's going to look like on the desktop. This is what it's going to look like on Instant Articles, right column. So you see for the right column, it doesn't really, right, it gets kind of cut off. It's not the right format. Instagram, audience network, okay, and all these other things. So I know a lot of, there's some people that say don't do auto. Some people say do auto. It's really up to you, and you've got to really test it and see what works best for you. I know that sometimes people say, well, it's a waste of money if you do auto because, Facebook may make you spend money on, something like one of these last ones here, right? Like this one didn't work. This one doesn't work on the in-stream, so maybe it'll do something like this where nobody would click on this, I'm guessing, right? So, but at the end of the day, I think Facebook does want you to spend more money, so they're going to allow you to make money, and that's just the experience that I've had. Okay, cool. So once that's set, right? Okay, so because I don't have the Instagram account, right? Attach your Instagram account. That's going to go away. Let me see if it'll let me do it. So you're going to go to review draft. So keep in mind, everything here is in a draft. Nothing has been confirmed by you, so it won't allow me to do anything, right, until I have it confirmed. So boom. All right, so one ad wasn't confirmed because of errors, but this is mainly just because of the, okay, this is my payment method. I didn't put in a payment method yet just because this is my demo account. This shouldn't come up for you. What's gonna happen is it's gonna show in draft, and usually what happens is it'll say pending once this is clear. Right, let me see. Okay, so I gotta add a payment method. Okay, but this is gonna show, you know what, let me just do it. Let me do it. All right, let me see if I can do it. I just, because you know what, the guy that I learned from, or one of the people that I learned from, you know, in his program, he kind of showed us some stuff, and it didn't really work on his end, but he kind of just said, hey, you get the picture, and I didn't really get the picture. So I want to make sure you guys get the picture. So I'm gonna make sure my payment settings here are all set. So I'm just gonna use a, let's see, let's use a PayPal account. Got no problem with that. It's an old one I don't really use anyway. Let's log in here. So this will connect, you know, to my Facebook. Let's see. Okay, we'll just do PayPal credit. Sure. Agree. Not a big deal. Let's just let it connect. So you guys have probably already done this already. This is in the Pixel and Payments video, right? So there you go. See, you have the primary right there. Now the payment method's all set up. Let's just go ahead and go back to the Power Editor. And let's see. Cool. Okay. So there it is. It's not delivering yet. Okay, so let's see. Everything should be good here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me confirm it. Okay, so now it's pending review, right? So obviously, Facebook's got to make sure you're not selling anything illegal or anything that is against their policy. And after they review this, what's going to happen, that'll say, hey, your ad got approved. And this part right here is going to show scheduled. Okay, it's going to show scheduled for tomorrow at 4 a.m. and it'll automatically go. Okay, and we're doing, let's just take a quick look again. Conversions, auction, purchases. All right, going for purchases. That's the website conversion we're going for. The Bulldogs. All right, and I put auto because I'm doing the auto placements. If I'm editing the placements, I'll put edit placement for, you know, Facebook or Instagram, and you can name these however you want. Especially in the beginning, it's not too bad, but once you're doing a lot of ad sets, then you're gonna want to do Thomas's method. I think he renames using the available fields here. So it gets, because it gets very technical, and you want to pay attention to what you're doing. But in the beginning, you can do it like this. Okay, so my budget's 10 bucks. Beautiful. It's going to start tomorrow at 4 a.m. Everything looks good. All right, 18 to 65, everybody. Perfect. All right, so pretty much you're just going to wait and let it run the next morning, and look forward to that cha-ching sound. That's the sound of Shopify making a sale for you. Okay, cool. So next video will be about duplication and kind of how to scale this up a little bit. And we'll see you in that video. Thank you.